baring your fangs like a wild animal. So Leo signs, that's what I saw when I felt the energy behind your cards was like an animal, like opening its mouth, and you know, you got these big fangs, and it's probably trying to scare something off. Now, the card that's on the board is not that. The card that's on the board is the High Priestess, which is being very quiet, being very impassive, doing nothing. But I did see fangs, and then the other thing I saw was bells. So the two things that I saw are completely at odds with what's on the board. Let's pull more cards and see if we can make some sense of this. Because maybe your situation calls for fangs, and you guys are sitting there passive, or maybe it's the reverse. Let's see what's going on with you. Oh, shit. Yeah, your situation calls for fangs. Look, the devil. You got problems, and those problems need to be addressed. Like, you gotta say something. Page of Swords. You got somebody causing a problem. You got a problematic situation, and it's like something needs to be said. Maybe it's just a matter of telling the person to cut the shit, to stop doing it, you know? But the Page of Swords is like, is delivering a message, or like sending an email. You know, it could be disciplinary action, depending. But this doesn't have to be at work. This can be anywhere in your life where people are, they need to have something said to them that maybe they've needed to have said to them for a long time because they create problems. Okay, let's see what else there is. On the bottom is the Seven of Wands. So it's like, in order to defend your position, Seven of Wands is to defend yourself, to defend yourself, whether that means like defend the work, the quality of the work that you're doing at the workplace, to defend your position on some idea, you know, it is defending yourself, but you're not doing that, which doesn't seem like, that's not very like you, Leo, at all. But the situation calls for defense, it calls for fangs, and it calls for, you know, noise because of the bells. Let's see what else there is. Oh, you guys are just being nice. That's what it is. You guys just want to be nice. You don't like, maybe it's just this person. You don't want to be mean to this person, okay? Or maybe this is just the way you are, where you don't like to, like, be confrontational with people. Because the Six of Cups is really, there's a sweetness, there's a niceness, there's a kindness to the Six of Cups. And then the Four of Cups, man, that's memories. So this person could just have a place in your heart. So it's hard to be like, you know, it's hard to have like tough love with this person because they hold such a special place in your heart that it's hard to deliver these messages with fangs. But the message needs to be delivered with fangs because maybe it's not gonna register otherwise, you know? Let's see if there's one more card here that's interesting. Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. That's the position you're put in, where it's like between a rock and a hard place. Like, something needs to be said, but you're not saying it. You're either gonna have to be rude or mean, or you're gonna have to live with a problem, right? Okay, let's pull oracle cards, and then we're gonna pull advice right after the oracle cards. So first, let's see if we can just dig a little deeper, see if there's any more information about what's going on with you, Leo. Oh, wow. The number 6. So we just had the Six of Cups. Now we have the number 6. The number 6 is the number for harmony, okay? So again, you want harmony. So you don't want to have to be, you know, the tough guy. You don't want to have to say the thing. You just want to have fun and enjoy the moment. And that is Leo, actually. So Leo comes in kind of two flavors. Well, every sign comes in a lot of flavors, but the way, at least in this deck, I think of Leo as two flavors, as in dramatic or living in the moment, right? And this is, you just want to live in the moment. You don't want to have to be like the disciplinarian. Let's see what else. Yeah, you just don't want to have to like draw attention to things that aren't fun. You know, it's like you don't want to have to be a parent. You just don't. Last card. But you are. You are in a position where you're either above this person, or you know more than this person, or you're their supervisor, you're their parent. You are in a position above them, the crown. You have a title above them. So I think you guys are gonna have to end up maybe like saying the thing, and there might have to be some tough love going on. Let's pull advice. All right, any advice here for Leos? Any advice here for Leos regarding this spread the next few weeks? Okay. Ace Ace of Cups. Well, okay, so the Hierophant reversed. There is your tough love. There's you having to be the adult. It's reversed because I don't think the people I'm reading, the Leos I'm reading for, enjoy the role of playing the adult. But there's a benefit to it. Because of the Ace of Cups. Okay, let's see what else. We've got 8 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, all right, and the 9 of Pentacles. So so the vibe here with the 9 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands is, what's that saying? Teach a man to fish. Give a man a fish, you feed them for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed them for a lifetime. It's the same thing with this person. If you discipline them once, then the problem is over for a lifetime, right? If you take charge of the situation and you just do the thing you don't want to do once, then for the rest of the time, then it's over. But otherwise, you're stuck with a situation where you're constantly just living with the problem and, you're just living with it, right? So it's worth it. Ace of Cups is saying that it's worth it. It's worth having to be the adult in this case because you get a lifetime's worth benefit out of it. They'll stay that way once you bring up the fangs, essentially. All right, last little bit of advice, and then we'll close out your reading, Leos. Anything else here? Anything else for Leo sign, please? Okay. Go. Sagittarius and the arrow on target. So you guys are spur of the moment people. I mean, Leo, live in the moment, right? Leo energy. But this is saying make a plan. The Sagittarius is saying you can't live in the moment for this because you're not going to bring up the fangs if you're living in the moment. You're just going to have fun. You actually have to plan the fangs because it's not in your nature. So you have to plan ahead of time. You're going to have to be like, okay, today I am going to be a hard ass. Today I'm saying the thing that needs to be said. It's going to be done and over with. The foot is just get it done and over with. It's haste. The nut and the moon here. The nut and the moon is like, the moon is your habits. So I think it's this person's habits. And the nut is, it's like a gift. So in a sense, it's almost like you are gifting them something here. You're gifting them a lesson. And they'll learn that lesson. And even if it's tough love, I don't think they take it personally. Let's see. I don't think they take it personally. They really don't. They really don't. Look at this. Okay, so I'm just going to move these cards. This is how they take it. These 3 cards are how they take it. The ship. The ship is distance. So that's not taking it personally. That's being distant from the tough love. It's like, oh yeah, bread. I needed that. Bread is something you need. So I just needed that, whatever. I needed to hear it. They brush it off. And then the mask is something that's very obvious. So, it's a fact. So you just say it. It's a fact. They acknowledge it. They don't take it personally. It needed to be said. And then it's over. And then they learn the lesson. And then you don't have to be a hard ass anymore. And then you can just enjoy your life going forward. Okay. So that's it, Leos. That is your advice for the next couple weeks. Seems like these are kind of getting longer and longer in between because I have less time. But next few weeks, month, whatever, however long it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to follow the channel, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these. And I will see you guys next time.